My best friend is mad at me right now because she told me that she was going to get her apple bleached. And I was like, I have to be honest with you. I really can't see your husband as a blonde. I don't think you should do that. So apparently, if something is $800 and then it goes on sale for $500, and so you buy it, you didn't actually save $300. You just spent $500 that you didn't need to spend. Or that's what my husband just told me anyways. Whatever. If this post reaches anybody in Mexico, get the word out. You guys should just stop exporting drugs. Just for like a month. Most of the Americans would probably hop the fence that way. You would be the ones with an immigration problem at that point. If you're with someone who is abusive to you in private, but really lovely to you in public, treats you really well when other people are around, but is abusive when you get home, anger management is not the issue. Self-control is not the issue. They know how to control themselves and they know what they're doing is wrong.
His comment section is so funny. Watch for a sec.
I bought some bikinis. To me, these look normal. This is a normal bikini.
It looks like an iPad.
Okay, this is the top. What are you guys wearing?
I didn't realize we were tanning our lips this summer too. Girl, those are Tangled headphones. 3 Dorito chips with floss. My Buick is too wide for that parking space. Where does the Hellcat park? My cat isn't domesticated enough for this. Where does your cat go? Me this summer. Me tanning. My C-section scar is bigger than that bikini. That's the rubber seal to my kid's lunchbox. Girl, that's my hair dye. Me looking at you like... I had a bigger Band-Aid on my knee this morning. Must be nice to have a house cat. I have a big cat. Happy for you. That's for my Build-A-Bear. My COVID mask was bigger. This would absolutely be me walking. Girl, I'm a midnight ballerina. That's my work attire. Oh my fucking God. What does a Brazilian bikini actually cover as the blue link at the top is killing me? I'm confused at where everything goes, if I'm being honest. Me too. I couldn't even wear that under clothes. My Maine Coon said absolutely not. Nothing could have prepared me, to be honest. So this is the top and starts unraveling shoelaces. Mind you, some of us have lions, tigers, and bears. My front yard has way too much acreage for that. Babe, did you print those and cut them out? What? Maybe I'm more modest than I think. I agree, it's an eye patch. I have stretch marks bigger than that. Just a picture. Teffy, I've had a long day. I have old baby flip-flops with more coverage. I simply don't have the patience or skincare routine for the shave needed for those. I fear the tag attached to the bikini was larger than said bikini. That's the bikini for my porch goose. I have eaten tortilla chips bigger than those. No, that's a reusable tea bag. What the fuck is this rage bait? Today I learned what bikini blindness is. My lips are coughing. They're laughing so hard. I currently have a bigger pimple than these. I'm getting a hemorrhoid just watching this. Was the adult section sold out? So is that like the newborn size or 0 to 3 months? Those are shoelaces. Bye. That is a collection of ribbons. My hair strands are thicker than that bikini. These are Polly Pocket clothes. That's literally my dental floss. See if I tried to wear that. My lanyard has more coverage. I'm gonna sit the summer out. I didn't know we were tanning everything this summer. So that's why Pitbull said, damn, I love Miami. Teffy, please. As a fellow Miami girl who wore Brazilian bikinis her whole life, that's a very normal bikini. What? Oh my God. I mean, good for you, girl. I could never, but good for you. It's super important in a relationship to know your partner's love languages. For example, my husband knows that my love languages are acts of vacation, words of confirmed flights, and quality trips.
Crazy conspiracy theories that'll make your skin crawl. This comment section made me question my entire reality. If you have a nightmare and see scary faces, the human brain can't make faces up. So you probably saw that exact thing at least once in your life. Our phobias are how we died in our past life, and our gut still doesn't let us overcome that fear because it remembers. I low-key kind of believe this. If humans didn't have ears, we wouldn't know what sound is. If we didn't have noses, we wouldn't know that smell existed. So what don't we have that makes us not know something exists? What if when we die, the light at the end of the tunnel is the light to another hospital room? There you are born, and the only reason you come out crying is because you remember everything from your past life, and you're crying at the fact that you died and lost everything. Then as you grow up, you start to forget your past life and focus on your new life, but patches of memory stay behind, and that memory causes deja vu. We are the aliens we are looking for. What year are we actually in? What do you mean? What if when we die, we just restart our life again over and over in an endless loop, and deja vu happens because we remember it a bit but instantly forget it, like the universe is forcing us to not remember? What if the asteroid that killed the dinosaurs wasn't an asteroid but an alien spacecraft, and we are the aliens? What if April Fool's Day is the second day but they fooled us? What if the oxygen we breathe is toxic and only lets us live for about 100 years? Well, but then what is the alternative? Why is NASA trying to find a second planet for people? I think about this a lot. Black holes are actually portals to another dimension / universes. I believe this because of Interstellar. Sleep paralysis is us seeing what's actually there. God, I hope not. What if the government made this trying to figure out what we know? Wait. What if you're the only one alive and everyone around you is programmed? Thank you to the programmer who built my husband. Something is always watching you, even if it's just the bacteria or bugs. It could even be a human, but something is always watching you. I don't like that one either. If aliens don't exist, then we really are alone. Like alone. Would God be considered an alien? The shower theory genuinely made me have nightmares. What is the shower theory? Here, if you want to screenshot it to read. The Truman Show might be trying to tell us something. People created AI, so when something unbelievable pops up, we'll think it's AI. What if the world and everything around us only shows up when you look at it, and when you're not looking, it's just a dark, empty void of nothing? What if the Simpsons don't predict, they plan? Wait. What if aliens are 4-dimensional beings, and since we are 3-dimensional beings, we can't see them, so that means an alien could be next to you. Or a ghost. Why is nobody talking about the Cairo X, the secret reality? What is that? This is actually pretty interesting if you want to screenshot it and read it. What if hallucinations are universes overlapping each other? Oh. Every time you have a near-death experience, you actually die, but your mind can't comprehend your death, so it goes to a different universe where you live, and it does that until it can't. What? What if every time you wake up in the middle of the night or can't sleep, it's your body making you aware that you aren't safe since you can sense your surroundings? Maybe it's your body warning you that something's there even if you can't see it. I really shouldn't have read that. The world ended in 2012. This is just the last 7 minutes playing in our head. What? What if we are just a video game and people are playing as us? But then we're us, playing us, right? What if when you fall asleep, your mind is going to the second version of you, which is on another planet or a different dimension? And when we dream is actually what our other self is actually doing. And when we wake up, it's because the other version of ourselves has gone to sleep and they're now watching us. And that's why we always feel like someone is watching us. Dream me is living a very chaotic life, if that's the case. I have my own theory that when our ears start to ring, we are picking up a signal. Wait. I want to know what happened during COVID because I swear time has been moving faster since 2019, 2020. Devil's advocate, maybe it's just because we're not stuck at home anymore. We came to Earth after ruining Mars. Our spaceship was the asteroid that killed the dinosaurs. Okay. The early bird theory. What is that? Ooh, this is interesting. Abigail is still in Area 51. Who's Abigail? Read at your own risk. So basically water has memory, but it can also predict. Science did studies where they soaked a sunflower seed in water, took out the seed, and flash froze the water. The water made a sunflower shape when it was ice. We are 70% water. What if water is our consciousness and makes up the whole souls thing? Because water is reusable, which would also explain rebirth and stuff. That being said, what if the water was the higher power that lots of people think of as God? Because if water made all universes, it would make sense why there was water traces found on Mars. There's definitely something here. What if NASA stopped exploring the seas because it's an exit for another dimension, or we can't come back from black holes because it's another exit? One way. I think it's because they found like a megalodon or something, but we never die in our dreams because our minds can't comprehend what death feels like, which is why we always wake up just as soon as we are about to die. What if there was modern technology millions of years ago, but a world war happened and destroyed everything? I fully believe this happened. Think about it, it would explain so much. The kindergarten theory. So you know when you can hear someone calling out your
your name, but nobody's actually there. So the kindergarten theory says that basically your entire life has been a dream and you're still sleeping in the kindergarten classroom. And when you hear your name being called, it's actually the teacher trying to wake you up. Oh my God, what? Okay, so do I make my own tinfoil hat or do they send me one? Like, how does this work? Video before your next trip. Unhinged travel tips. Take a hotel shuttle to a hotel nearby and call your Uber Lyft from there instead of calling it at the airport. It's half the price. Take oranges on the plane. If there's a smell you don't like, tear the orange. The oils are a natural air freshener and it's not as offensive as normal air fresheners or cologne and perfume. My mom and dad split packing in their 2 suitcases. That way if one is lost, they both have clothes. Use a VPN to book hotels and put yourself in a poorer country. Room rates will almost always be cheaper. Bring 2 bags of mini Snickers for the flight attendants. They have a thankless job and do so much. They tend to treat you like royalty after. I've gotten a first class New York to UK upgrade for $6 in chocolate. Be bored in the airport. No scrolling, reading, etc. Save all the interesting activities and mind stimulation for the airplane to help the flight feel faster. If you're ever lost in a country you don't speak the language, go to the nearest fancy hotel and talk to the concierge. They usually always speak some English and are super helpful. When I start having a conversation with a stranger, I make up insane life stories and I always include something scary so they don't try to take me. Oh, to be a woman. First flight always. Airlines are hell-bent on getting them on time because it would affect the rest of the plane's schedules. First flight always. Airlines are hell-bent on getting them on time because it would affect the rest of the day's plane schedules. Buy the cheapest flight ticket and go to the boarding gate and ask for a better seat. I've gotten first class at $100 5 times. Go to the most touristy area and stop at a secondhand store. Hotels and rich tourists donate stuff they can't take with them, including designer clothes, art, etc. If your flight has been overbooked, take the offer to get on the next flight. Last time I did this, they upgraded me to first class for free. When traveling with large luggage through airports, etc., select the wheelchair option on Google Maps so it automatically puts you on paths with elevator access. Probably ramps and stuff too. Genius. I had a tight connecting flight, so I had a fake doctor's note saying I sprained my ankle so I didn't have to walk through the airport, and if I didn't make my connection, it would be the airline's fault. It's kind of genius. Turtleneck pillow. What is that? Well, I've actually used one of these before. 10 out of 10 recommend. As a woman traveling solo, always book your accommodation and restaurant reservations for 2 people. It doesn't cost any more, you are more comfortable, and it's safer. I give the flight attendants a box of chocolate. I've gotten free upgrades, drinks, etc. One time the flight attendant sat down and told me the whole tea of a person who just got kicked off the plane. When traveling alone, wear a wedding band. It stops a lot of unwanted attention in many countries. If locals are waiting in line for something, then you should get in line because whatever it is usually worth the wait. That's how you find true hidden gems. Always keep a duty-free bag, a regular brown paper bag, in case your suitcase is past its weight limit. I've done this so many times and I just put the stuff in there and boom, second free personal item. Airplanes changed my flying experience completely. What are airplanes? Oh. Awesome. When you land, never use the first restroom you see. Use the next one. Everyone from your flight will jump in the first and you'll end up waiting the same amount of time as going to the next. Look for flights at 3 a.m. I don't know what it is about 3 in the morning, but they are the cheapest. Check every day and the prices will just randomly drop someday. I don't pay more than $5.50 for Europe ticks. I'm a big guy. The shoulder strap on my personal item is adjustable. I put it around my knees and adjust it so I don't manspread into my neighbor's space if and when I fall asleep. Thank you, sir. We love a self-aware king. A lot of museums have one night a week or month when they are open late, but they don't advertise it, so you kind of have to dig. I've seen the Mona Lisa and the Sistine Chapel with no one but guards around. Wait, that's so cool. Always pack deodorant and travel-sized toiletries in your carry-on. Nothing is worse than having your flight get delayed or canceled and being stuck in the airport feeling smelly and gross. As a young solo female traveler in South America and East Asia, when people asked if I was from the USA, I always told them Canada because who has beef with Canada? Add Iceland onto your UK vacation by booking your flight with Iceland Air and using their stopover feature to stay up to a week at no additional airfare. You guys, I really want to go to Iceland now. The best day to go to Disney World or any theme park in the country is Super Bowl Sunday. Parks are dead empty and you can do everything by 2 or 3 p.m. and be back in your hotel or home by the time the game comes on.
Brilliant. When backpacking through Europe, take night trains to avoid hotel costs. Like day in Paris, night to Berlin, day in Berlin, night to Venice, so on and so forth. Sometimes I'll look up tours like a food or a walking tour and just do the itinerary on my own. I'll figure out the info as I go. I just need the route. Solo female traveler of almost a decade here. No matter where you are, you always have a male brother, uncle, cousin, dad who lives there as far as anyone is concerned. When we get back home, we get picked up at departures. No crowd. Get a super cheap ticket for a busy time to travel and get the travel voucher when it's overbooked. This is how I'm going to Japan for $68? Buy a fake violin case as your carry-on. They are required to have overhead or cabin storage space saved for instruments, and oftentimes they don't check what's inside. If you're waiting for a friend or someone to land after you and want lounge access, buy a refundable same-day ticket to get in, and then once in the lounge, cancel the flight and get your money back. Okay, wait, that's genius. When I travel, the second I get into my Uber from the airport, I order food to my hotel so I'm not hangry when I get into the room. I order Uber Eats as soon as I get picked up from the airport, so the food and I get home at the same time. TSA PreCheck and global entry. It took literally 5 seconds returning from Croatia to the US Customs. Can confirm. Find what conferences are going on in the area. A lot of them publish the codes for their group rates. Use the code. Low-key kind of genius. Whenever someone I know is taking a trip, I book it with my credit card and just have them give me the money. I pay it off immediately and get the travel points on my card. I flew to Hawaii for free. You do not have to be 65 or retired to sign up for AARP. You don't get every benefit, but I believe you do get hotel discounts and such. I did not know that. When traveling with kids, visit a local consignment. I purchased a brand new high chair for $12 and a baby gate for $3. Used them for the week, then redonated them back when we left. Order Starbucks while waiting in TSA and your mobile order will be ready. The mobile order is top tier. A foot hammock for the plane is a game changer. I swear by these, you can get them on Amazon. They're super cheap. A U-Haul only costs like $20 per day to rent as opposed to over $100 a day for a rental car. They're not all huge trucks, by the way. The vans are actually the cheapest. Fanny pack under sweatshirt with charger, wallet, etc. Free extra personal item. I email a copy of my passport, driver's license, social security card, etc. to myself in case my wallet is stolen. I travel for work and book the flights that are busiest. When I get offered a travel credit to change my flight, I do, and that's how I never pay for personal travel. Geocache at every destination. Locals place them and it's a great hidden tour. What is a geocache? Geocaching is essentially a real-world high-tech treasure hunt. People hide small containers called caches all over the world and other players use a set of GPS coordinates to track them down. That actually sounds really fun. I work once every 3 months on the side at 2 separate hotels and now I have the employee rate for IGH hotels and Radisson hotels. That's genius. Bring a big disposable bag and put your purse or backpack in there that is going under the seat. The floors are a biohazard and those germs travel back with you. Personally, I swear by an ergonomic seat cushion and a bobblehead pillow, but these are all really good too. I don't know who needs to hear this, but having ice cream is not cheating on your diet. Having a diet is cheating on your ice cream. Don't cheat on your ice cream. When has your diet ever been there for you? Ice cream's always been there for you. Found on a partner's phone. Some of these are truly horrifying. Selling pics of himself in my lingerie to men off Craigslist. A highly detailed Excel spreadsheet of every argument we ever had, color-coded by who was right. I was never right. He sent a dick pic to his mom for approval before sending the same pic to me. What? Using ChatGPT as a therapist to vent about how much he missed his ex 6 years into our relationship. Cheating on me through Call of Duty Mobile. Call of Duty Mobile. Pictures of him spreading his ass open to send to other guys. A girl's nude, so I made it his screensaver when he woke up. I told my husband to make the kids grilled cheese when I was leaving. Randomly went on his phone to look something up and saw the last thing he Googled was how to make grilled cheese. Don't text me to an unsaved number 10 minutes before each time we'd hang out. A recording of himself twerking, his very hairy butt pics, him finding gay hookups with old men on Reddit and TikTok, convos of the other 3 relationship he was in, 1 male, 2 female, and messages between him and his sister getting nasty. Oh my God. He was messaging his ex telling her to come over while sending dick pics and videos. Worst part was I was in the hospital all alone getting prepped to have a kidney transplant the next morning. You fucking kidding me? A video of him and a girl in the backseat of my car. Oh my God. He wrote our vows with ChatGPT and told the literal AI to make it less emotional. What? A video of his mother in the shower and him getting off while recording. No. He had a notes list about all the things he hated about me. It was 3 pages long. A video of him driving my car, nutting on my hoodie to send to another girl. The other girl was me on a secret Snap account because I was trying to catch him cheating. Oh my God. What a roller coaster. That he voted for Trump twice. He was getting off to pics of his sister, like selfies of her. There's too many comments like this, you guys. Pictures of me and my family through our windows. It's giving Joe. I was 5 months pregnant and found a message that said, congrats to you and Gemma on having a baby. My name isn't Gemma, but Gemma was 6 months pregnant with him. Oh my God. Not his phone, but he had a dresser I was absolutely not allowed to go in. It was full of his ex's stuff, from trinkets to underwear. A girl sent a screenshot of her flowchart and it said it was 3 days late. Welp. Was going to say he ordered food without me, but I'll keep my mouth shut and sit down. A second family with a ring, a dog, and a kid on the way. He was living with me and we were having a baby. Who has this kind of time? A video of him and his brother. Text between him and the girl he promised was just a friend. Sitting at home 4 weeks postpartum, breastfeeding our newborn, going through his phone, and I found it. It had been going on for a little over a year, my entire pregnancy and before. Ugh. Wedding photos, but I wasn't the bride. A video of some other chick fucking herself with a cucumber on the hood of my car in the parking lot of the pizza place he worked at. I'm speechless. I found him messaging someone saying he regretted proposing to me. I bought a flight home to my mom the next day. Good for you. He was secretly watching The Walking Dead while I was at work, then would rewatch with me and predict what was going to happen. That's when I lost all trust in humanity. This is diabolical, actually. A picture of him and a girl celebrating their 2-year anniversary, even though we had been together for 8 years. I literally do not understand how people have this kind of time and energy. Found out he was paying girls money to watch him stroke his tiny chicken. Not one, not two, multiple women. However, I'd ask him to buy me a cup of coffee and he'd throw a fit. You guys. A video of me crying that he sent to his friends. He texted his coworker, what do you want for Valentine's Day, while I was pregnant with our child, and he hadn't even asked me what I wanted for Valentine's Day. Spoiler, I didn't get anything either. Not my current man. Good. I'll find my way back to you to another girl 1 week before our wedding. However, I only found this 3 years later as we were divorcing and he was off spending time catching up with her. So yes, he did in fact find his way back to her. Well, at least he kept his word to someone. I'm sure he'll do the same thing to her. A Dropbox folder of hundreds of social media photo screenshots of every girl he knew. Friends, my friends, coworkers, servers, girls from high school, etc. that he turned into the gnarliest AI possible. He had it categorized and the worst of it was titled, oh my. I just feel like we should ban AI from doing this. Like, he was texting her, the other woman, the daily affirmation my mom used to say to me every morning before she died. That's so fucked up. I was cleaning up my girlfriend's Gmail account, which she asked me to do, and I found several full nude photos in her trash that she had sent to my brother. Turns out they had been sleeping together for over a year. Oh, brother. He had a saved collection of his family's dick pics, labeled and organized. Also videos of them handing each other in his dad's hunting stand. A different folder saved of dog as well as a spreadsheet of all the normal things I would ask him to do around the house or errands to run, and multiple excuse options for him to rotate through so he could get out of the chores. There's so much going on here. I don't even know what to say. I'm gonna go hug my husband now.
A friend of mine was just telling me that she wants to get a tattoo, but she's worried about it because she heard that it can hurt. And I was like, well, it really just depends on the area that you get the tattoo in. And she goes, well, I live downtown. Do you want to know the secret to not letting people get to you? I'll tell you what I do. When someone's talking badly about you or someone's treating you badly, stop assuming something is wrong with you. When someone treats me badly, I assume something's wrong with them, not me. God, I hate it when I'm like, oh yeah, I want to lose weight. And then someone's like, you could quit drinking. Okay. I could also quit eating. But maybe we could drop the judgmental attitude for a second and come up with some realistic options. How about that? I don't know who needs to hear this, but don't be the bigger person today. Don't be the bigger person. Be the person that helps them learn that sometimes when you f*** around, you find out. Help somebody find out today. This creator asked people to tell her the dumbest things they genuinely believed as kids. And I'll be honest, some of these made me feel a little better about myself. I thought Santa Claus was Asian because all my toys said made in China. When I was little, I used to think getting dumped meant they actually threw you in the dumpster. I thought thunder was clouds bumping into each other. I thought old people peed dust for some reason. I thought Alzheimer's disease was pronounced old-timers disease. I like my version better. One day I saw my mom write songs on a CD and the CD played all the songs. I grabbed a blank CD, wrote my favorite songs and expected it to play them. I thought teachers crawled under their desks after class was over and that's where they lived. When a new episode of a TV show would air, I thought the actors would rehearse their lines during the commercial break and perform live when the episode was playing. Did you never watch reruns? I thought everything was in black and white when my grandparents were little. My brother thought prima donna meant anything prior to Madonna being born. I mean, that's kind of also accurate. I thought quicksand would be a huge issue for me growing up. I think we all thought this, that if you dug a hole deep enough, you would fall down to China. Okay, we all believed that, right? I thought being an adult was cool and fun and you can just do whatever you want with no responsibilities. Same. I used to think people who died in movies actually volunteered to die, like for real, for money to give to their dying family. Oh my God, that's dark. Trauma. When anyone said someone was running errands, I always wondered who Aaron was. I thought jelly came from jellyfish because of SpongeBob. Moral of the story, we were all stupid. If you're ever lost or stranded with a dead phone, the first thing that you need to do is set your voicemail reading to a message that includes your location, the time, the date, and any other instructions that somebody might need in order to help you, and then stay put. That way, when your phone dies, the message will still play. Share this tip. It could honestly help save a life. Let me get this straight. I can go to the store and buy a loaf of bread in a plastic bag, sliced meat in a plastic bag, cheese in a plastic bag, and chips and salsa in a plastic tub and a plastic bag. But when I go to check out, I can't have a plastic bag to take it home because it's bad for the environment. You can say please and thank you 1,000,000 times in front of your toddler. You can say it all day long, over and over, hoping they will start to repeat it. And then you can say once. Teachers are sharing the most outrageous thing a parent has messaged them, and maybe the problem isn't the kids, it's the parents. In 2013, I got divorced. A few other teachers knew, but I never told students, just quit wearing my ring. A parent emailed me and asked that I keep wearing my ring so her son didn't learn about divorce. Her son was a senior in high school. Please refrain from bringing politics into the classroom. You should not be discussing the president or tariffs. I'm the AP government teacher and it was a lesson on presidential communication. You have a Black Lives Matter symbol in your classroom. What does this have to do with ELA? Stick to the curriculum. Lots to say about that, but mostly it was a Star Wars rebellion symbol. A parent emailed and accused me of teaching sexual orientation when I was actually teaching asexual reproduction in unicellular organisms. I teach biology. Had a parent ask me if their child was on track for an Ivy League education. I teach pre-K. I got told there was no reason for me to be teaching about the rainbow and promoting gay culture. I teach elementary art. Had a parent email at 4 a.m. By 6 a.m., she emailed the principal saying I don't communicate well and never responded to her. Why is Obama's picture hanging in your room? My response was, I'm a teacher and he is the president. It was 2010. Please remove all sick children from your room for the next 2 weeks. We are going on a cruise and I don't want my child to be sick and ruin our vacation. When I told her no, I would not be targeting children based on their wellness, she went to the board. Had a mom ask, what on earth would make you choose to fail my son? Ma'am, your son chose to do absolutely nothing every day in class. I didn't get the message, my principal did, but the parent was upset after seeing I was reading Onyx Storm through social media. She said it was inappropriate for me to be promoting those kinds of books where the students might be able to see. I teach 4th grade. Please don't teach about voting. It doesn't seem appropriate for them to learn. As I stopped reading and laughed because my kids were voting about Oreos or chocolate chip cookies. They're 3. Can you make sure to call my house at 6:30 to wake my son up for school? I work.
Got accused of teaching about drag queens in a lesson about Japanese kabuki. Women aren't allowed to be kabuki actors. Lost that fight with admin. If you're going to be absent, my daughter needs to know ahead of time so she can be mentally prepared. Yeah, if I puke in the night, she'll be the first person I call. I want to homeschool my child. When will the teacher be at our house and which teacher will it be? You're the teacher now, babe. Had a kid take a tumble during program and swallowed her tooth. 2 hours later, she goes number 2 and the parent asks me to go digging for it so she can put it under her pillow. What? Yelled at me because I told her that s'mores was not an appropriate snack in school. He brought a s'mores maker with a heating element to school. Had a parent message beyond upset with me that I labeled their child as boy on their trimester assignment scores. Boy means beginning of year. Why did my child not hand in this assignment? I don't know why your 15-year-old didn't hand it in. Ask them. Told me I needed to make sure their child would be line leader every day because they are used to being first and they didn't like how much it upset them every day. Got a handwritten note saying they will be sending a bill for the clothing the child ruined. She requested they not be allowed to use markers or scissors. Ma'am, it's kindergarten. I realized she didn't do any of the work, but why did she get a 0? Had a parent tell me that I personally am a danger to children and the downfall of our country because I won't tie shoes. So the country is on me. My bad, guys. Gave a student a 0 because they didn't turn the assignment in. Parent calls me and says she thinks it was unfair and the student should have gotten some points because a 0 was too harsh. Reminder, she never turned anything in. Special ed teacher here. Her daughter threw up and she asked me to smell it to make sure it was sick smell. What? I was told I made up the Boston Tea Party to push an agenda. With technology today, I don't really care if my child can read. I understand she's having a hard time personally, but she shouldn't be missing work. I was having surgery for my second miscarriage that year and my father-in-law died. My son came home without his limited edition Cinnamon Toast Crunch Crocs, and I'm telling the principal you stole and sold them. What? I had a parent tell my principal I was too professional. I wouldn't give her my cell number and call her just to chat and be her friend. Screamed at me for 10 minutes on the phone. How dare I ask her son to stack his chair on his desk, throw away his trash, and plug in his computer at the end of the day. I'm not exaggerating. She said, it's your classroom. It's your job to do that. Just say your kid walks all over you, damn. I had a parent call to tell me that she was upset that I told her first grade son that a hamburger was a dead cow. I was a vegetarian, but I most certainly did not tell him that. I asked him later where he heard that, and he plainly answered, my mom told me that. Please stop marking my son's work in red ink. It's very aggressive and we're trying to encourage him to try hard. Went right into my trash bin where it belongs. Please remove my child anytime there is talk about ghosts, monsters, or demons, as we don't want the devil to infect our child. I was reading a fantasy book in my curriculum. Emailed a parent about her child's increased behavior issues. Was told, he's performing experiments on you to prove you don't treat him fairly. When we gather the data, we will go to the principal and let you know what we find. I'm sorry, what? I'm an art teacher. I had a parent accuse me of indoctrination because I taught my students about an indigenous artist. Didn't mention his beliefs whatsoever. We talked about the work's shapes and colors. I really think you need to incorporate Spanish more into your class. It's a disadvantage to those trying to learn. I teach English and we live in Puerto Rico. They sent me a video of their 8th graders screaming, crying, and rolling on the floor because they didn't want to do their homework and the parent blamed me. One of my parents asked me for a parent-teacher conference on a Sunday. No. One parent asked me to create and send out her child's birthday party invitation and sent me all the information to include on it. The worst part was I did it because it was my first year of teaching and I had not learned to say no yet. Boundaries, babe. Parent messaged me, why are you picking on my child? I only ever hear about things she is doing wrong. Ma'am, why would I tell you about the other children? A parent wouldn't let their high school senior watch a PG Disney movie. They said it wasn't appropriate. It's Inside Out. Can you buy pizza for the class for my daughter's birthday and then I'll reimburse you afterwards? Yeah, no. You're running a communist classroom by manipulating my child for compliance. This was regarding an elf on the shelf. I taught kindergarten. You'd be shocked how many parents think it's appropriate to ask you to wipe their kids. Who's allowed my child to talk to someone without my permission? I will be suing. The kid talked to the guidance counselor. Parent did not sue. Also, why can't your kid see a guidance counselor? Red flag. It's so unprofessional that you took 3 days off and didn't tell the parents that you would be out and why. This impacts my daughter's learning. You need to tell us where you were. And CC'd my principal, so I gave my principal permission to go into detail about my miscarriage. Had a mom tell me via the child's planner to stop messaging her husband because it makes her uncomfortable. He was the only contact I had on file, and I was just updating every parent on reminders. I can't volunteer for the field trip because I am a felon. She smells uncertainty, fear, and anxiety, so be prepared. I work as an online teacher for high school students. A parent wanted me to text her kid every morning before his 9 a.m. class to be sure he's awake. He's 17. I was turned into the superintendent because I was unable to open a student's Gatorade bottle. There was a whole investigation by admin. I have lupus. I had a parent email me that when her child was worked up in class, I needed to lay him down in front of the class while I rolled an exercise ball over him while playing Andrea Bocelli. I teach 6th grade. When she is at school, you are her parent. Absolutely not. Parent put in a complaint about me for not sending out her child's birthday invites. She sent them to me on Class Dojo on July 1st. School ended on May 28th. Went to my super because they didn't agree with the length of my maternity leave. Said it was unprofessional for me to get pregnant knowing I would be due during the school year and tried to speak at the board meeting about it. You have got to be shitting me. A kindergarten parent sent in a note asking how much makeup they should put on their daughter for makeup picture day. Oh my God. Kid did a backflip in the cafeteria after being told not to, so he owed 5 minutes of recess. Mom emailed saying we need to give him his 5 minutes back because he has ADHD and we wouldn't ask a kid in a wheelchair to stand up, so we can't expect him not to do backflips. Apples and oranges, babe. I need money for gas, otherwise my kid will not be attending school. Unfortunately for your child, that's a you problem. College academic counselor. Parent emailed and asked us to reconsider the decision to place her child on academic probation. It was a calculation, not a choice. Because her daughter was a victim of divorce and had a hard time with her parents' divorce, and that's why her grades were so low. The parents divorced when the child was 12. She was 19 at the time of the email. Miss, can you please send homework? It's 1 week into the holidays and he's driving me insane. Please excuse my child from their work for the next 2 weeks. We will be going on vacation. Yeah, so that's not how that works. Oh, it's just 103-degree fever and occasional diarrhea. He's fine. Parent accused me of wearing a pagan star and teaching paganism. I read an excerpt from Harry Potter and my necklace was a Jewish star. Parents knew I was Jewish. Why did everyone else get the chocolate cake and my child get a cupcake? I don't know, Jackie. Why do you insist your child can only have vegan things? Had a parent tell me I was playing terrifying and disturbing music with terrifying and disturbing images to the point where he was afraid to send his child to school. It was an instrumental YouTube video with Stitch and Bluey drinking hot coffee. I gave a student a +10 on an extra credit quiz. Apparently my handwriting was rushed and sloppy because the parent claimed I wrote "ho" on her paper. Called the parent-teacher conference with admin and rolled up with a lawyer. We don't use the word no in our house. Please just rephrase how you speak to my child. 1st grade. I hear it's getting worse. My daughter doesn't feel comfortable using the bathroom at school. Could you go in and wipe the seat down with a Clorox wipe prior to her using the bathroom every time she needs to go? These comments just prove teachers should be making double, if not triple, their salary. Wholeheartedly agree. We truly do not pay teachers enough.
Remember in 2020 when we were all legally required to wear masks everywhere? I'm just curious, did you actually do that? Did you wear yours everywhere? Or are you one of the people who didn't buy it and didn't do it? Honestly, just social experiment. I'm curious. I used to date a twin in high school and people would always ask me like, how do you tell them apart? And I was like, it's actually pretty easy because Jake had this little like tattoo on the inside of his arm and Sarah had boobs. So.
Oh my God. 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 She okay? Hey, is she okay? Is she okay? Yeah, I'm fine. Oh, okay.
So Adam and Eve are in the Garden of Eden, and Eve starts bleeding. So she tells Adam, and he says, well, Eve, where are you bleeding? And she shows him it's, between her legs. And he's like, well, I don't know, just go wash it off in the creek, and I'll go talk to God about it. So Adam goes up to God and says, Eve's bleeding, God. And he's like, where? She's bleeding between her legs. So God says, well, what'd you tell her to do? He says, well, I told her to wash it off in the creek. He goes, the creek? No, I'm never going to get that smell off the fish.
Oh my God.
If you had $500 billion in your account right now, right now, what is one thing you still would not buy? Like one thing that you could still not be convinced, even with all the money in the world, to purchase?